Hello everyone, welcome back to Sincerely Self Podcast. Welcome if you're new. It's raining so hard outside, like it's genuinely pouring. I wonder if you guys can hear it. It's been a second since we've had a solo episode. It's been 3 weeks, I think, which is not the longest that we've ever gone, but it is pretty long. So I hope everyone's doing well. We did not have a solo episode 2 weeks ago because I actually had surgery. It was my first surgery, and it was very, not scary for me, it just ended up being pretty intense. It was my first surgery for endometriosis, and I did get diagnosed with stage 2. So that is probably something that I will be talking about in future episodes, trying to find specialists to do episodes with, because the more I've been researching it, now that I have been officially diagnosed with the stage and everything, the more that I've been researching it, the more that I'm finding out a lot of women have it and they don't even realize. So I am going to be talking a little bit more about that, but I hope we enjoyed our guest last week. Hey, Bill Goodwin, he was amazing. Yeah, and we have a guest joining us again this next week, after this next week, the 24th, I think, of the month. So that'll be so exciting. Also, friends, I'm realizing right now my voice is so hoarse and I don't really know why, and kind of scratchy. I apologize for that. I don't know why my voice is like that. I don't even think I'm sick, so that's kind of interesting. But I apologize for my scratchy voice. I hope everyone's having a good fall season. Fall is actually my favorite season. I love fall. I love everything about fall. I love Halloween. I hope everyone's getting excited for Halloween, but I will say fall as a season in itself is so healing, and it just has a specific energy. I did an episode with Jennifer Whitaker in the spring, and she talks a lot about how you can use the seasons to kind of manifest what you want based off of the energy of the season. We talked primarily about spring and winter because I believe the episode was in April or March of this year. So I will make sure to list that episode in the description of this one. If you want to learn more, we do touch on the other seasons, but primarily we talked about spring and winter. And so I just wanted to do an episode talking about fall as we're nearing kind of the end of fall, especially like in Utah. The weather has gotten really cold the last week. I wouldn't be surprised if there's snow here soon. There was actually snow in some places of Utah last weekend, I think. So it's coming really soon. And so we need to, if we're going to celebrate the fall season, we need to do it soon, simply. So what I mean by using the fall season to change your life or to kind of bring in the energies of things that you're wanting is that the fall season, or autumn as a season, is known for letting go, releasing things, introspection, grounding. Just like how the leaves change colors and they shed, and the trees continue to grow new leaves in the springtime after a resting period, that's exactly what our bodies can do if we're following kind of the energy of the earth, right? And so embracing the energy of the season of fall means to release things that you can kind of feel when something is meant to leave your life. A friendship, a job, a place, a car, whatever it is, you can kind of feel when there's a chapter ending in your life. And fall is really the season to identify and make those changes, because in the winter is all about kind of not isolating, but being a little more conservative with your energy, resting more, taking a lot of time to reflect, taking a lot of time to take care of yourself, you know? And then in the spring, taking action. And so the fall is really that prepping period before we go into this hibernation that a lot of the animals in nature do. So shedding the old is, like I was saying, releasing the things that are no longer serving you, shedding the things, even though it is scary, shedding the things that are holding you back from where you're trying to be. And if you're reflecting, I would recommend reflecting in like a journal. Reflecting on, okay, these are things that don't really push me to be my best self and actually like prevent me from doing the things that I feel called to do and I feel like I'm supposed to do. Whether it's because you don't have time, whatever the cause may be, that's your push from God that you need to release those things in this season. Fall is also a lot about grounding. In a lot of places, fall is kind of the last season where you can go outside and not be freezing cold unless it's like kind of dark out. So taking the season to go on fall walks where the earth is so pretty right now with all the colors. Just getting out in nature, going in Utah, there's a lot of canyons. A lot of times people go for canyon drives. This is a perfect time to do that. Go by streams, by water. And grounding means to just kind of feel this energy of nature. Even if you just are driving and you have your windows down, just kind of embracing nature, going to pumpkin patches, going to corn mazes, raking leaves, carving pumpkins outside, just doing whatever you can to be out in nature. Grounding and being in nature, the more that you are, the more stable you'll feel. And in traditional Chinese medicine, actually, it's linked to the lungs and the immune system, fall is. And so fall is a really good time to kind of make your health a priority. And what I mean by that is kind of checking in with yourself. If your body is really fatigued, if you are always running out of energy, you're groggy, you're uncomfortable, you know, we all have those little things with our body that we maybe play off as being normal, and it's not normal. A lot of our bodies are stuck in fight or flight mode heavily. And so taking care of your body this season will feed that energy back into you. Let's talk about how to kind of specifically align with this energy. I kind of talked about a few things we can do when it comes to grounding. Going to pumpkin patches, going to corn mazes, going for walks outside, raking leaves, decorating outside, anything you can do to be outside while you can still feel the sun on your skin. You know, winter is a good time to go outside depending on where you live. In Utah, it's freezing. I'm sorry, I can't stand the snow. I don't like being outside that much in the winter. And so for me, fall is the perfect time. It's not too hot, usually not too cold depending on the month. And it's perfect time to be outside before it gets too cold. But you can also do deep breathing. You can do some meditation exercises. You can listen to some frequencies. 432 hertz is one of my favorites. If you guys would like me to do an episode on frequencies specifically, I would love that. I would love that because our bodies and everything functions off of certain frequencies, and even healing is off of certain frequencies. Like dolphins, for example, their voice is at a certain frequency that it can literally heal people. It's craziness, and it's legal to conversate with dolphins, which is tea, but that's not what we're going to talk about today. Anyways, I would love to do an episode on frequencies and how you can use and listen to certain frequencies to help heal certain parts of your body. If you guys would like for me to do the next solo episode on that, definitely let me know. I also was going to do a Sincerely Honest, and I just didn't post it with enough time. And so I didn't get that many responses. And so I think I'm going to wait until I'm able to post it a few days in advance so then more people are able to see it. Simply, I've not done a Sincerely Honest in a long time. And our audience has grown a lot, honestly, since the last Sincerely Honest that I did. So I think a lot of people don't really know what it is. If you ever want to know about those, I talk about them on the social medias, Instagram and TikTok. That's the best way to keep up with the podcast. That's about the best places to find out when there's a new episode. So a little interjection, but that's where you could find those things out and help me decide. I will sometimes do voting on what episode I should upload. And so you got to be on the Instagram to find those out. Overall, this season of fall is for honoring this transition into winter, reflecting, journaling, taking the time to figure out kind of what it is that you want in this last stretch of the year, and then meditating on it through the winter and bringing it into action in the spring. Fall is kind of the last points of getting everything ready. I almost like to think of it as like kind of preparing your yard before winter, or your garden before winter. If you live somewhere where it gets really cold in the winter, you have to kind of be proactive and get started ahead of time. It's kind of the same idea with how you treat your body before the winter. Be proactive, get your body, make sure you're feeling good, you're feeling in tune with your body. Make sure you reflect, you remove anything that's no longer serving you to make space for new things to come in. Really all the best ways to embrace the energy of fall and to create a new reality for you by the next year. Because the next year is coming up really soon, and this is the perfect time to start changing your life. I'm gonna end the episode here. I love you guys. I hope you really enjoyed this episode. I also will have some affirmations linked in the description below, but I'm starting to realize that affirmations are so much better when you come up with them yourself. And so I challenge you guys to come up with some affirmations for things that you want to work on so that they're more personable to you. That way they'll stick to your subconscious mind even better. If you are not following the Instagram and the TikTok, make sure you go and follow those. I tag every guest every week so that you guys can keep up with them. I post links to the episodes on all platforms. I post clips for the episodes in case you missed it. I do voting on what episode to upload. I do so many things on those platforms. And I'm thinking of even starting to go live on TikTok. But I need more of you to be following it before I do. So make sure you go and follow the Instagram and TikTok. Also, if you enjoy the show, make sure you leave it 5 stars wherever you're listening to it so that I know which platforms you guys are popping in from. It really, really helps me out. Like I said, we will have a guest joining us next week. I'm not going to say who. I used to do guest kind of reveals on the Thursday before the episode came out on Saturday. I think I might start doing that again because it was kind of fun, and I think it got everyone hyped up for the episode. So if you follow the Instagram, this next Thursday, you'll be able to see a preview of who our guest is going to be and what it is we're going to talk about before anybody else. All the people who don't follow the TikTok and Instagram, they will have no idea. So make sure you go and follow and leave those 5 stars. I love you guys. I hope we love the new microphone. I forgot to even mention anything on it. I got a new microphone for when I do solo episodes. You guys know my pride and joy was those little baby microphones, but eventually we all have to level up at some point. And we're also in my computer room where I record with guests. I hung up, I don't know if my finger is under it, but this is the newspaper from the celebration of the 2 years of Sincerely Self. Once again, if you don't follow the Instagram, you have not seen those pictures yet or looked at the website. But I did a photo shoot for the 2 years of Sincerely Self. That's why we have new cover art. Oh my gosh, I haven't been able to talk about this either. We have new cover art for the show. What do you guys think? My talented, amazing friend Marissa, or Rissa Photographs, she took those for me, the celebration of the 2 years pictures and also the new cover art. She's taken, I think, literally every single picture that's been used for Sincerely Self at all. Marissa has taken those, and she's the best. She's also been a guest on the podcast as well. So if you guys have not listened to my episode with Marissa, make sure you go and check that out. It's just my episode with Rissa Photographs. I think it was maybe last November. I don't know. I can't remember. But I'll put it in the description actually, because I literally can't remember when it was. It was a minute ago. We'll have to do another one, but make sure you guys go and check out that episode as well. And go check her out. If you are in the Utah area, book with Rissa. She is literally the best. I love you guys. I know you're going to enjoy our guest next week. I'm literally so excited. If you didn't listen to our guest last week, I had Wei on. He's one of the co-founders of Human Op Technologies. We talked about all things the Matrix, all things breaking the societal norms, and all things Human Op. So make sure you go and check that out if you haven't. And I will see you guys next week.